Samantha had always been known for her long, flowing black hair. It was her pride, her identity, the one thing people always admired about her. But deep inside, she carried a secret desire, one that had lingered in her mind for years. The idea of shaving her head had always fascinated her. The thought of feeling the cool air against her scalp, of shedding not just her hair but all the expectations tied to it, sent a thrill through her. But she had never dared to act on it. Until now. Lately, Samantha had been feeling restless, burdened by the stress of city life. Work, responsibilities, and societal expectations weighed her down. She longed for a fresh start, something that would strip her down to her core and allow her to rebuild herself. When she confided in her best friends, Ananya, Rithika, and Rishika, they listened intently. Each of them had their own struggles, their own burdens to carry. Ananya, a free-spirited artist, had been feeling creatively blocked. Rithika, a cancer survivor, had already embraced baldness and understood the power of reinvention. Rishika, a software engineer, was trapped in the monotony of corporate life, craving change but unsure where to start. Samantha told them about Tirumala, the sacred hill town where thousands of devotees offered their hair as a symbol of surrender and renewal. It wasn't just a ritual, it was a way of letting go, of embracing transformation. To her surprise, her friends didn't just support her decision, they wanted to join her. And so, the four of them embarked on a journey that would change their lives forever. The climb up the 7 hills was both exhausting and exhilarating. The cool mountain breeze carried the scent of incense and flowers, mingling with the distant chants of pilgrims. As they reached Tirumala, they saw countless devotees, men, women, and children, walking with freshly shaved heads, their faces glowing with devotion. Ananya, taking in the sight, smiled. "There's something powerful about this, isn't there? Like shedding everything that no longer serves us." Rithika nodded. "It's more than just hair. It's a new beginning." Samantha felt her resolve strengthen. "Let's do this." They made their way to the Kalyanakata, the tonsure hall. The hum of clippers filled the air, blending with the soft murmurs of those undergoing the ritual. The atmosphere was peaceful, almost sacred. The four friends sat side by side, facing the barbers who would shave their heads. "All off?" the elderly barber asked Samantha. She swallowed hard, then nodded. "Shave it all." Warm water trickled down Samantha's scalp as the barber dampened her thick hair. In one swift motion, he gathered it into a ponytail and snipped it off. The sudden loss of weight made her gasp, but before she could process it, the clippers buzzed to life. Ananya, beside her, let out a soft laugh as the first strands of her hair fell. "This is oddly liberating." Rishika squeezed her eyes shut as the clippers moved over her head, then opened them again with a grin. "I think I love this." Rithika, already familiar with the sensation of a shaved head, watched them all with a knowing smile. "Welcome to freedom." As the cold steel glided over Rishika's scalp, thick black strands tumbled down her shoulders, pooling around her feet. With each pass of the clippers, she felt a weight lifting, not just physically but emotionally. Once their heads were completely shaved, the barbers applied a layer of sandalwood-scented foam and carefully ran straight razors over their scalps, leaving them smooth and bare. When Samantha finally looked in the mirror, she was stunned. Gone was the girl defined by her long, flowing hair. In her place stood a woman who looked bold, radiant, powerful. She glanced at her friends. Ananya, who had always hidden behind her long locks, now looked fearless. Rishika, who had always been caught in routine, now seemed electrified with energy. Rithika, who had already walked this path before, simply looked at peace. Samantha smiled, running her hand over her smooth scalp. She had never felt more beautiful. Carrying their shorn hair in bundles, they walked to the temple together. The sight of Lord Venkateswara filled them with overwhelming emotion. The divine presence, the chants, the fragrance of flowers and camphor, it all felt like a blessing. As they placed their hair as an offering, Samantha whispered a silent prayer. "Let me embrace life without fear. Let me surrender to the flow of destiny." Her friends did the same, each whispering their own silent wishes. As they stepped out of the temple, the cool evening breeze kissed their bare scalps, sending a thrilling sensation through them. Ananya laughed, running a hand over her head. "I can't stop touching it." Rishika grinned. "We need to take a photo." This is a moment we'll never forget. Stopping by a small shop, they caught sight of themselves in a mirror. The golden temple lights reflected off their smooth heads, highlighting their sharp cheekbones and expressive eyes. They looked different, but they looked alive. That evening, as they sat on a quiet hill overlooking Tirumala, Samantha felt the wind against her scalp. It was a sensation she had never known before, one of absolute freedom. She had arrived seeking transformation, and she had found it. And she wasn't alone. This was not just the end of something. This was the beginning of a whole new Samantha. And a whole new them.